Hey guys, okay, thank you so much for coming back into my channel, watching my video. I've been gone for a while, but I don't know what's been going on, but it's been a little bit shaky. In the past, I mean, I was able to actually still manage to make my videos, but not the way that I desired. And I was looking all crazy in all type of ways, and I just didn't care at the moment because I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to be monetized so I won't have to worry about depending on anyone else for help. And if you watch my last video about I'm back and I'll be explaining about the changes that I had to make, that will explain exactly what I'm talking about. But right now, I want to focus on letting you guys know a little bit more about me, and I've pretty much let you all know about me, but this video is going to be specifically dedicated to the pandemic. I mean, it really do seem like, well, I don't seem like anything. It seems like to me. But doesn't it seem like it took a pandemic in order for people to start feeling like they're living in paradise? I mean, that might sound a little bit weird to you because you're like, wait a minute, Chris, a pandemic? No, it's not paradise. Well, according to some people and according to my experience, we have been getting more money than we were if we were working a regular job without a pandemic. I mean, more people are still doing what they're doing, like scamming and things like that, which they are going to be caught about the scamming. So please do not do any scamming, and don't support anyone who scams, and watch out for your own account and make sure you don't share any information with anybody. Don't give anyone that you don't know your personal phone number. They don't need to be in contact with you. Only the people that are going to help you, like a doctor or someone like that. Other than that, do not give your contact information to anyone around this time, because people are doing scamming, and especially they're using Cash App. So I wouldn't even want to share my Cash App um, barcode for people to scan, because it's so many scams going on. It's almost like, can I give anything away for others to know that I have a way to get money? Any platform used to receive money, don't share that. And of course, don't share any bank information or your home address, or of course your social security number, and anything like that. Do not share it. Not even the last four digits of anything. Hide all your information. But I wanted to make this video because it's just been like funny. It's been really funny how people are more in a positive and more of a good mood, I should say, um, about when it comes to receiving money. I don't see many people asking for money anymore. I don't see many people. Well, I do see some people asking for money, but I don't see a lot of people asking for money, and I guess that's just because people are now going to the hotel rooms, and the state is paying for their services, and people are finding a way to stay out of the street. So I know that I say that a lot of homeless people are still living on the streets, but actually those are the ones who chose to just live on the streets. Those are the ones who, even if you gave them a place to live, they still won't be there. And I cannot blame them for it, because I was offered an opportunity to go inside of a hotel room, and it didn't work out with me because I actually had to share a room with someone whose lifestyle was way out of order, and it was just out of order for me. So I can understand that, but some people still have other resources, and some people won't use them. So it's just another way of people getting out of the system that was designed for a purpose of people to be enslaved to, and people want to find their freedom, so they find their freedom when they're stepping away from the system, which is something that I practice and I encourage other people to do. And by that meaning, I'm talking about like escaping the system within going to work, dealing with a 9 to 5 job, and a boss and a manager and a supervisor. But it just really seems like people are living in paradise now. When people were getting paid $8 an hour, $9 an hour, or $10 an hour, their paycheck at the end of the week would be 340 something dollars, okay, maybe 360, or every 2 weeks it would be 400, 450, or not even 500. And that was every 2 weeks, and now people are receiving $400, $500, $600 a week, and that's more than what they even expected from an unemployment benefit that would have been issued to them before a pandemic had even got here. The regular rate of unemployment benefits is a lot less than what the pandemic unemployment rate of benefits would be. And now people are starting to realize, they're like, wait a minute, I just got $2,000, $3,000 each month, and I haven't even got the stimulus check. And the stimulus is like pretty much half of that in the whole entire month. And I am blown away because I can start to see more people driving cars that they really wish to have. I'm starting to see more people with better clothing. I'm starting to see more people paying their rent on time. More people starting to enjoy grocery shopping now because they can get the things that they want and that they need. And people are starting to, carry around, more expensive phones that are capable of doing more than what the other phones used to do. And people are having more options now with their money because they have the money. So I would really like to think that, this unemployment benefits is probably part of the reparations. They're just separately, well, not separately, they're pretty much, yeah, like separately. I kind of feel like, this may not be the reparations. I'm not sure. And don't get me wrong, I'm just saying. But if you think about it, if you calculated the amount of unemployment that they have been giving us, it's almost like, I said, wait a minute, this unemployment, it's going to be like, if they keep giving this to us every week, then it's going to pretty much be like close to $1 million if they continue, and it may not be, and I'm pretty sure it's not, because they are talking about it on the media, through the media, about African Americans not receiving unemployment just yet, and Joe Biden pushing unemployment benefits to the side. I'm not sure how true that is. It may be true. I'm not sure. But I really would like to know, I would really like to know how you feel, if you let me know in the comments below, about how this pandemic has made you feel now. We all know in the beginning it was like, wait a minute, it was crazy. What do you mean we don't go back to work? But I have rent to pay. Landlords weren't having it, and then some landlords were advertising through the news that they will be forgiving some people's rent statements, and their bills would be adjusted so it can be paid later, or it will just be like forgiven. And I'm starting to feel like wow, it took for a pandemic, because some people are saying that the pandemic was fake and staged. I'm not sure how true that is. Maybe you can tell me. But I'm hearing that it was fake and it was staged. So I'm not sure. And it kind of makes a little bit of sense, because if you think about it, people are a whole lot more happier now. Okay, it's a little bit weird and challenging to stay to yourself more often than you would used to, but people are still socializing, no matter what. But it's almost like it took for a pandemic to allow people to feel like they are living the life that they had prayed for and once desired. This is not even the reparations yet. So when that gets here, and I'm speaking that into existence, when that gets here, then that's when you would know that the feeling of living in paradise would be real. Just putting that out there. But I just really, really feel like it is a miracle, because who would have known that a pandemic scare, if it was fake or if it was not, but who would have known that a pandemic scare would have been the thing that would get people to have constant money coming into the bank account or on their unemployment card or through checks in the mail. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought it? It's almost like, I mean, it's absolutely like, it's sad that it took for a pandemic for people to start saying, yay, now I have money, now I can provide for my family. Other people's been getting this all along, and we've been slaving, working standing on our feet, working for 8 to 10 hours a day, and we didn't even get this much, and now people are more happier. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, but it's a good ridiculous. And then I'm like, this is so sad, but it's a good type of sad, because look how much happier people really are. Like, they can say that they're upset and they're sad because they lost their job and blah 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 and this and that and the third, but they're getting more money now through unemployment benefits than they were when they were working regular jobs, wasting their energy standing up at work, not spending any time for themselves, which is the main health God wants you to have. You see, and people was overlooking that, and I just was blown away, because I said, if this was staged, this was the best stage ever. This was the best form of witchcraft ever. Or whatever it was. And maybe it could be real from China. They say that it came from China, but I don't believe it came from China. I don't know. It could have not. But either way it goes, it was a beautiful thing. Now, the fact that they say people passed away, that is not beautiful. That is not beautiful at all. But the fact that something, and that's why I said you really can't believe everything you hear in the media, you guys. You got to be kidding me. Okay, now people are living more happier. I feel like a certain amount of people were greedy, and they had to figure out a way to make up a huge like stage of a lie to get people their money, and there's nothing wrong with that, because that means the deaths that would have been reported was absolutely fake on the news, because the media, come on, they have all those numbers just to scare people. You got to be honest. I've got to be honest. You can't believe everything you hear in the media. And if you did have someone in your family who did pass away, that was not because of a system putting something in their food or whatever, or giving them medicine, nothing like that. They had already had poor health conditions, and that was the reason why. So people who were really, really old, were the elders who had health conditions, they wasn't really so much as protected because of the way the body was functioning. And now that is just common law. That is just common sense, okay? But if you did lose a relative in your family or anyone, I'm sorry and I apologize, because I lost my father, not from the COVID-19, but from other reasons, and I never really got a chance to see my father. But I have lost a family member, and I have a very small family, very, very, very small family. In fact, I can count my family on my hands. That's how small my family is. The rest of them, I haven't been able to see them because, okay, I can't count them on my hands, but yeah, I can. But the rest of them are, I don't see them because they're so far away and we're living totally different lifestyles. So if you looked at my past videos, you'll be able to tell and see how I came up and the situations that I've been through and what I'm currently going through as well. And I've been gone for a while, but I had to experience living out of my car, and I also had to experience trying to find somewhere else to live so it won't be my car, and trying to, keep my hygiene up, because I'm able to, now, to go into a facility every single day and take my shower and groom myself and get all beautified and hygiene perfect every single day. So I'm able to still do my shopping, and I'm able to still go get my own groceries. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, it's kind of sad that it took for a pandemic for people to start feeling like they are living in paradise. And I was just blown away. I was blown away 100%. I just said, oh my goodness gracious. Are people really still upset about the pandemic? Are people really upset about losing their job? Are people really upset about? No, they're not, because they were able to go back to work. They were still able to get unemployment benefits immediately. They were able to get the stimulus, even though that took a long time. But the unemployment came in before then. People were able to file their taxes because this unemployment, well, this pandemic has been here since the beginning of the year, of last year, I believe. Um, it is so funny how this pandemic is just playing out. But it's, I'm not gonna get too hyped about, believing or worry about, the death rates of people that they have reported on the news, because that is the media. You can't believe everything you hear in the media. They have to tell little lies to get people to fear, to stay humble and stay content, because if not, people will just go off. Now, you can go crazy by the news itself, but you don't want people to go out there and live a regular lifestyle out of order, if that's their normal lifestyle, when the world is trying to get people to calm down and stay still because there's a major issue going on. And instead of scaring someone, they have to mention things like a pandemic and wear your mask and stay 6 feet apart, just to get people to understand that there are there is something else in store that you all are not capable of handling right now. So focus on disciplining yourself within this way, and then we can move to the next. Because a lot of people are scaring each other, saying that, your time is up, this is going to happen to you, this is going to happen, blah blah blah, the game is over. And that's scary to hear that, actually to hear people say stuff like that, because it's like, what are you talking about, and it's almost like, oh my goodness, some people don't understand that the media can allow someone to overreact, and it may not even be true. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I got in I actually got suspended off of Facebook for about, I think, 2 or 3 times, for posting content on there that they felt was either a threat, or they felt as if it was inappropriate, or misleading, because everyone was on the television screen saying Black Lives Matter and a protest, and we're going to trash this place, we're going to throw rocks at this building, and a cop just beat this person down to death, or shot someone, or look at this that just happened down the street, and everything's going crazy, and everyone else is posting the way that they want to post about what they're seeing on the news. And so I decided to put on a costume and pretend to be a witch. And I said a lot of things that, was very unlike me. And it scared some people, because some people believed it. But if you looked at all of my videos, you can clearly see that I was acting. And if you looked at all of my post on Facebook, you can clearly see that all I wanted to do was share artwork and music and artwork and furniture and interior design and artwork, and it would go down and encourage people in the gospel and encourage, and it go down and down. Like, how can I be a threat? I'm not. And I'm glad that they were able to see that I wasn't a threat, that I was actually acting, just to get people informed enough to know what was going on in the world, what type of information we were missing, what really mattered, based on my opinion and other people's opinion as well. Freedom of speech went totally sideways whenever I started acting on my own platform. And all of a sudden, they had a surprise for me, and they said, you know what? You're an actor. Congratulations. This is really not you. You are the true Michael. You are really Michael. I had no idea I was Michael. Okay? Like, there was an Enoch centuries ago. There was a Ashira centuries ago. There was a Pharaoh centuries ago, and Obama, another Barack Obama, centuries ago, and then there was another Michelle Obama centuries ago, and here I am, Michael, which was another Michael centuries ago. If you look at my features and listen to the way that I sound, or watch my hands, or my arm length, or just how I walk or carry myself, you'll be able to pick up Michael Jackson's features and determine who I resemble. And other people that I've mentioned, like Barack Obama or Ashira, these people are still alive today as well as I am, but they are in different forms and in different bodies. So the fact that the book of Enoch was telling the truth about the coming of the gods was correct. It is absolutely true. And we have always been here, and that's why you hear people say the gods had never left, they have always been here. Now, God is inside of us, okay? So we are consider ourselves gods and goddesses because we are in human form, and we have the ability to act righteous and know when to determine situations that relates to the gospel. And I definitely, hold on, my camera was on. My camera was open. Okay, so I definitely, don't want to see anyone, not aware about our capabilities, because what our capabilities are, your capabilities are as well, because you're a person and you have a spirit inside of you. We were just a resemblance of another person, just like you are a resemblance of another person also. But some people, they consider, I wouldn't say more powerful, because we're all powerful, but we are the more detailed description of what our ancestors were. So it's pretty much like life recycled through itself again, and we are basically recycled beings. And I just want you all to know that, and it's nothing to be scared about, because we base our life within the gospel just like you base your life within the gospel. The only thing that may be scary is that, wait a minute, oh my God, you do sound like this person. You do really look like this person. You do, and I'm like, yeah, but so do you. Look like someone else or sound like someone else, So the fact that we have found who we resemble, you have to find who you resemble. And then you will stop being so scary, and you will feel more happy and more excited about, yourself and about what you're able to do, because we're natural human beings just like you are. So that's the only difference. But back to what I wanted to say is that, I pretty much explained it. I just feel like it took a pandemic to get people to know who they really were, because everything around us had to stop and slow down completely, shut down everything, and get people aware about what's happening. So people were like, well, what do you mean the gods are coming? The gods are coming. Just know that more people understand the gospel now and themselves, because a system that was designed before we were even born had already established a lifestyle for us. And some people have gotten out of that lifestyle, which was go to work every day and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and still abide by the rules and regulation. And if you do something wrong or do something that they don't like, then you will be fired, or you will be written up, and pay your hospital bills, and you may be in debt, but everybody else is in debt. Pay that back while you're on your 9-to-5 job. And people are like, what? That is an enslaved system designed to keep us formed within its own society. But some people magically, like the Jacksons, they said, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to embrace our own talent and our own skills and share it to the world and become financially stable and know who we truly are and what we're here to do. Those are gods and goddesses. Look at Elvis Presley. He said, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm going to this church. I'm going to learn how they use their instruments. I am going to become a singer. I'm going to know who I am. I'm going to get out of the enslaved mentality. And he was able to become an escapation. He actually enabled himself for freedom by escaping the society system. That's all it is. It was a Confederate built system. There's nothing wrong with that. So I feel as if it took a pandemic to get people to wake up, if it was staged, because you can't believe everything you hear in the media, especially when everybody around you is saying the gods are here, the gods are here. That means that people who know their gospel are here. They've never left. They've always been here. And they are no longer going to allow people to control them, even if they have to stage a pandemic to get people to see who they truly are. And people have left the jobs and went to YouTube. YouTube started in 2005. Everybody should be on YouTube making money by now, but some people, they don't advertise it more. Now, people know about YouTube, but people have been scared to join YouTube because they have been told if you get a YouTube account, someone's going to stalk you and it's over for you once you make your first video. People are going to be watching you, this, that, and the third, and that's scaring people. But that's stopping people from moving ahead. Now they're going back to a regular 9-to-5 job. Now, unfortunately, some people are doing both. And if you're doing both, then, you just want to work, or you feel like you're not making enough. Well, really, a lot of people who become subscribers, they quit their job. People who become monetized, they quit their job and they work from home because that's stimulating money right then and there, straight directly to the bank account. Okay, the more you post, the more people that like your video, the more views, the more money you have. And people say, oh, bump that, I can stay at my home and make my own money. You see? But when you go around places, you see a sign that says now hiring. What about you can work here, or you can just go on YouTube and start your own business like that? What about that? What about reminding us, if you can remind us to go to work and do a 9-to-5 job and pay taxes, and for a little bit of money that we're already giving you, and for the little bit of money that you're already giving us, then we have to be taxed again when we buy something, our personal selves, when we go to the store. That's completely an enslaved system that was designed around a Confederate ruling, because it really truly was. And people today in the 2000s are still believing that God's grace came and saved us in 2005 with YouTube. Okay, and then now, because it's like 2021, we got Etsy stores. You can go buy a box of t-shirts, and each t-shirt you paid $1 for, but you sold each shirt for $9 a piece, or $25 or $35 a piece, and you done got so much money back yourself. And that's your own business, because different people all over the world are looking at your platform, and all you have to do is ship it off. Boom. That's all you have to do. Pay a small fee just to send it off. It's not even more. It's nowhere near more than what you have sold the shirt for. Look how much you paid for it. Coffee mugs, little artwork. Sell your own artwork. On EtsyShops.com, people buy stuff like that. You can work from home. But people, they know about this and they want to do it, but they don't broadcast it and advertise it enough in the media to get people to remind themselves to leave. They remind people more about going to work and working at the jobs that they applied for. They remind people more about paying taxes. They remind people more about eating this burger that they have with 3 different types of meats and bacon on it and cheese that's bad for your health. They remind you more about that, but they don't remind you more about your options for after, about the newer options, about what you're able to do now. So there's a train, and I want you guys to please take that and let it resonate with you. See you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye.